Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. In 1571, the and public became sick to the plague. One man tracked down a plant and alongside others, drank it. The substance turned individuals blue and made them unequipped for taking in air. They immediately moved to the sea and made a progress in the profound water. Talokan, one of the ones who ingested the plant, had a child named Kukulkan. The child grew up to become leader of Talokan. At the point when Fen passed on, she requested to be covered on the land. Kukulkan drove a few gatekeepers up to the land where he saw a civilization. They went after the civilization to account for his mom's internment. One of the residents referred to him as Namor, signifying the kid without affection. Shuri works in her lab, making a solid attempt to make a counterfeit heart-molded spice to use for her sibling and Wakanda's top dog, tchalla, who is passing on from a disease. Ramonda gradually strolls into the lab, declaring the Lord's passing. After a year, Wakanda is experiencing difficulty with different countries needing their vibranium. The Dora Milaje find French military men attempting to take from their station. Afterward, Ramonda converses with the unified countries and uncovers the French's endeavor to take. She reminds the nations that despite the fact that the Dark Jaguar is gone, they will in any case battle. At a mining station, Americans mine in the sea utilizing a vibranium identifier that was made by MIT understudy Riri Williams. They utilize this to find vibranium in the sea. Unexpectedly they go under assault by Telecanils who don't need them taking their vibranium. The final helicopter of survivors is struck somewhere near Namor. In Wakanda, Ramonda and Shuri go to the water and grieve the year since T'Challa's passing. They consume their memorial service articles of clothing to mean the finish of the grieving time frame. In spite of Shuri not being totally prepared for this, Namor then shows up, traversing the boundary by going under the water. He uncovers to them the presence of Talokan and believes their assistance should prevent outsiders from taking vibranium. He likewise makes sense of that Wakanda isn't the main spot that has vibranium, Talokan has it as well. Ramonda reprimands him, stressed of his presence. He lets them know he will kill the researcher who created the machine and that they can help him. However, they can't hold him up. Shuri and Echo go to meet Everett Ross, who gives them the name and area of the youthful researcher, notwithstanding potentially offering private data. Echo and Shuri then go to Cambridge, Massachusetts to track down Williams. They follow her to her carport where she uncovers that she is dealing with an Iron Man-type protection. Be that as it may, they are trailed by the FBI. The three move away, Echo in a vehicle, Shuri in a bike, and Williams in her protection. Out of nowhere, they are met by Telecanils, Atama and Namor. A short encounter closes in Shuri and Williams getting caught. Ross shows up at the scene the following day and meets with his ex, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. He likewise tracks down Kimoya globules and conceals them. In Wakanda, a chafed sovereign Ramonda reproves Echo for losing Shuri, which is exacerbated by past occurrences. For example, when she apparently favored Killmonger when he usurped the privileged position, and flames her from her situation as Broad. Shuri and Williams awaken in Talokan. Namor shows Shuri the development, attempting to persuade her regarding his goals. In any event, giving her his mom's armband. Notwithstanding, she differs in killing Williams. In the meantime, Ramonda goes to Haiti to see Nakia, who had left Wakanda 6 years earlier. She requests that Nakia track down Shuri for her. Nakia does a few spying and sorts out the area. She then breaks Williams and Shuri out as Ramonda converses with Namor about his arrangement. They return to Wakanda, however just for additional torture as Namor and his keen attack. They flood the city causing a full-scale war. Namor deals with all of the Wakandan vehicles prior to flooding the royal chamber holding Ramonda and Williams. Williams begins suffocating, so Ramonda swims to save her. She can get Williams to somewhere safe and secure, however just to suffocate all the while. Shuri grieves her mom's passing as Namor tells her she is sovereign at this point. He and his kin then leave the country. In the meantime, Allegra de Fontaine figures out that Ross has been speaking with Wakanda this entire time and has him captured. M'Baku converses with Shuri after the memorial service and gives her ethical judgment that she shouldn't kill Namor. He then, at that point, tells her he will give lodging to the dislodged Wakandans following the assault. Shuri then utilizes Namor's mom's wristband to make the counterfeit heart-formed spice which at long last works. She goes to the astral plane in the wake of taking it and is welcomed by Erik Killmonger, who claims they are something very similar. They contend a peace before Shuri claims she will kill Namor out of retribution. Shuri awakens and makes herself a suit. She then, at that point, drops into a gathering among M'Baku and the seniors as the Dark Puma. In readiness of the fight, Shuri and Williams understand that they could debilitate Namor by warming his body up to where it can't get oxygen. They then, at that point, make a second Ironheart defensive layer. Shuri gives a new shield, acting similar as Iron Man's also, called the 12 PM Holy Messengers. Ako initiates Enoch to be separated of her two-lady group. In the sea, they utilize a vessel to bait the Talakanils into a snare. The fight begins as Namor appears to acquire the upper hand. In any case, Dark Jaguar traps him in a regal claw warrior as they remove off from the fight. In the interim, the Dora Milaje battle the Talakanils on the vessel while the Jabari clan, Nakia, and the others fight the ones on top. Ironheart and the 12 PM Holy Messengers deal with the airborne Talakanils. Dark Puma warms up the Imperial Claw warrior, debilitating Namor. However, he starts to break out with his lance. Dark Puma shoots an impact from her vibranium gloves which detonates the entire boat, sending the two enemies into the island underneath. The two battle some more until Namor skewers Shuri. In any case, rather than polishing her off, he is more stressed over getting to the water before he bites the dust. A harmed Dark Jaguar breaks free and gets before the limping Namor. She then shouts Wakanda until the end of time as she reinforces up, sending an impact from the detonating Claw warrior into Namor. He is set on fire as he falls. She remains over him to polish him off, yet recalls her sibling, tchalla. With these recollections of the man he was, she chooses to save Namor's life the length of he gets back to Talokan. Namor has appreciation for the Dark Puma and joins her as they return to the battle scene and advise everybody to quit battling. Dark Jaguar then, at that point, hollers Wakanda for eternity by and by as the rest rehash it back. In the consequence, Williams gets back to MIT without her reinforcement as the Wakandans need no debate with letting her keep it. Shuri leaves for Haiti as opposed to trying for the privileged position, which eventually is tested by M'Baku. Afterward, Namor paints in his room as Itama welcomes him. Namor guarantees her that their new coalition with Wakanda will be gainful. While heading to jail, Ako breaks Ross out of authority. In Haiti, Shuri meets with Nakia prior to leaving for the ocean side where she consumes her memorial service stately robe, permitting her to lament at last. In a mid-credits scene, Shuri discovers that Nakia and tchalla have a child, Tisan, who Nakia has been bringing up covertly distant from the strain of the privileged position. Tisan uncovers his Wakandan name as tchalla, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever in 1571. The Yucat inverted exclamation mark and public became sick to the plague. One man tracked down a plant and alongside others, drank it. The substance turned individuals blue and made them unequipped for taking in air. They immediately moved to the sea and made a progress in the profound water. Talokan, one of the ones who ingested the plant, had a child named Kukulkan. The child grew up to become leader of Talokan. At the point when Fen passed on, she requested to be covered on the land. Kukulkan drove a few gatekeepers up to the land where he saw a civilization. They went after the civilization to account for his mom's internment. One of the residents referred to him as Namor, signifying the kid without affection. Shuri works in her lab, making a solid attempt to make a counterfeit heart-molded spice to use for her sibling and Wakanda's top dog, tchalla, who is passing on from a disease. Ramonda gradually strolls into the lab, declaring the Lord's passing. After a year, Wakanda is experiencing difficulty with different countries needing their vibranium. The Dora Milaje find French military men attempting to take from their station. Afterward, Ramonda converses with the unified countries and uncovers the French's endeavor to take